Today we're going to talk about Sentinels and why Sentinels have the best approach to the Corrode attack side that I think I have seen so far. So far, across all the regions, Corrode has probably been a slightly defensive-sided map, but Sentinels blew that apart with their attack side, and let's start with the very first pistol round.
Our two best teams playing Corrode to start, and it's no surprise that it starts in mid-second, going up quick.
Always a fast fight. Second might get pinged out by this dart, though. And on opposite sides.
So we're going to pause it right there and talk about straight away what Sentinels are doing in the first 10 seconds, because this really matters, okay? Because we see here, we've got Zekken playing Neon, sprinting. He is ready to sprint. He is already sprinting even before the barriers have dropped, right? He is absolutely sending it straight away up here in mid. And this is very important, right? Why is this so important? Because as I've watched more and more of Corrode, one thing I've noticed is this part of the map is more important than I initially thought. And I already thought that it was going to be pretty important. But taking mid for the attackers is crucial. It's like you must do this, right? It's like Lotus A side, right? Like if you didn't pay any attention to the Lotus A, you'd be like, you just not playing the map right. The same is true, I think, with Corrode here in mid, right? This little square here is super important for the attackers to at least take some of it, if not all of it. And one of the ways, or the main way that Sentinel did that, was with Zekken doing this, right? Just running up, just like defeating any util from G2, right? Before it can even get there, we are just sprinting up into mid, past their Viper wall instantly. Now the other thing we need to notice here is they are eventually in this round gonna end up doing a B split. Right, so they're going to come and do this. My mouse, by the way, is glitching out. I don't know what's going on with it, so don't worry. It's not you. It is me and my mouse for some reason glitching out. But what you see here is that they've got the Omen and the Viper here, you know, kind of taking the B main route. And you've got the other three coming into mid. Now, they're also going to put a Fade Haunt up here in almost all of these rounds. Now, this one, they go for this one. But, you know, the Fade Haunt is coming in here somewhere into mid at some point, right? But you also got the Vice here, and Zelsis is going to throw a Thorns down here so that they can't be pinched from this way, right? So we're going to get Thorns in here, we're going to get Fade Horn in here, we got the Neon here, but we've also got Viper Wall and Omen Smoke here, right? So if you think about it, we've got util from all 5 players into mid, right? And you've got Zekken sprinting up here into mid at the start, right? And we're making it hard for G2, right? We're taking this space early on in the round, and you'll see that eventually that ends with them getting this kill from Jogma, right? Because what G2 tried to do, and this is why it's such a good reaction, is, you know, they try an Omen Flash down here, and, you know, try and kind of pinch from behind and come in both directions, but this Thorns just says, you're not going to do that, right? Particularly on a pistol round, you just can't afford to run through Thorns, because you're going to take more than half your HP is just going to be gone, right? And you're going to be just in a bad spot. So it's a really nice start from Sentinels here, and that idea of just, this is how you take mid, right? And particularly against G2's comp, which very specifically, right, they're playing Yoru instead of like Neon or Raze. They're playing Silver instead of Fade, right? And I think that that does matter somewhat, because if you were playing, for instance, Fade, or if you were maybe playing Raze or Neon, you might have better options against this Neon just sprinting up straight away, right? You might be able to Fade seize them and just completely stop them, right? Or you might be able to throw a nade or a stun and stop Zekken in his tracks. But against specifically what they're doing here for G2, they don't have the best options, you know, to do that, apart from, you know, using Omen Paranoia, which would be kind of crazy at the start of the round. So that's why this is just such a good way of, you know, kind of countering specifically G2's comp as well, but just in general as a philosophy of taking mid straight away, super good. And now we'll see the rest of the round from Sentinels is also really good.
While it comes down, Zekken strikes first. Sentinels on the board early, but G2 are still posturing in this space, calling in the reinforcements. That'll be Jonas a piece supporting down low, but Zekken is on an absolute warpath. It's not ending anytime soon. G2 find a couple of kills on the other side, but again, there'll be Sentinels in control of the site.
Yeah, the trade's good from Zelsis. Everyone gets away into this site, and now Sentinels, whenever you're playing a post fight on B, you have so many angles to go for.
Bay. It's Baby Bay in a 1v3. VCTA player 1. More like.
He doesn't even have a name, Christy.
It's brutal. He already got his first kill in 1,072 days. It has been a drought for the rookie.
Don't know if we've ever had a 30-year-old rookie before.
And I don't know if we ever are again. It'll be Sentinel.
Let me show you round number 4 now, where we get a very similar thing coming out from Sen, right? So again, you're going to see Fade Haunt goes up there. You're going to get, Zekken coming in towards mid. Fadehaunt reveals Jogamo, he has to TP away. And again, we're ahead of the Viper wall in 10 seconds, right? And we're coming up here, and we got a Fade Prowler, and we're pushing them back, right? So again, we're creating a lot of pressure mid. This time it's a 1-3-1. You're going to see Bang here. He's now going to be looking for an Omen Flash. He's patient. He waits essentially for the Prowler to see where Valen is. Now he's going to Omen Flash and push him back. So again, we're getting forward. We're getting, towards the A site. We're creating pressure. But this time, Sentinels, they don't quite like it. They feel like they're under some pressure. They don't feel, fully confident with going into the site. So they just pause. But here's the other thing about, taking this mid control is obviously, again, there are a lot of corners in here, right? Like there are a lot of tight little spaces in mid, and you know what that means? That means that when we push them back to somewhere like there and then pause, now they a lot of the time might try and re-clear us, right? To see, are we still there? Is that what's still going on, right? So they're going to try and re-clear it, but now they have to deal with all those tight corners, right? Now they're the ones that have to, check all these tight angles and stuff. And often when you're re-clearing, again, like, are you going to re-clear and like, you kind of like can't be noisy about it when you re-clear this bit, because then anyone back here knows that you're coming. Right, so you're often going to get maybe silent re-clears into all of those corners, which again makes it very hard, as you're about to see.
Down and aren't giving any angles.
What you're looking at right now is pretty much the dream position for attackers when you're in a mid round. You have control in A main, you have control deep in mid, and now you can just sit and wait for that re-clear to come and try your best to punish it.
You can think of it kind of like an ascent, where once you control mid, you can dabble back and forth, and Jogamo, a human drone on low HP, falls.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for, right? Someone's gonna walk, someone's gonna clear mid, you get your pick, and now you're up.
And now both lurks trying to test some space as well. Bang really wants it in main, but this puts a lot of pressure on Sentinels. Mid player has already fallen.
There's a pinch coming.
Pinches on pinches as that lurk has slipped through B as well. This mid fight to determine everything. Two players on opposite sides of the wall. But how prepared will Sentinels be? That haunt is deep. It's not going to spot both players, but we'll see the one. Narrate and Zekken.
So there you go. You get a good example there of what I'm talking about, right? You're going to get a lot of these silent re-clears, because if you're loud about this for G2, it potentially makes the call pretty easy for Sentinels to know what G2 are trying to do, right? So we get a free kill on Jogamo. They do go for this double silent re-clear here, back into mid, and they do end up getting a kill from it. But now it's very clever, right? It's very clever here from Sentinels that they know, again, well, now if we're just patient, and as long as we don't die to these guys from behind, we got a free guy walking in here towards B, and now we can just pinch on them. Right, so again, this is just all of those layers, and again, it's good by Sentinels to be patient here and kind of wait, I mean, these guys are in a tough spot, because once we've kind of rounded this corner, there's really only a few positions that they can actually be in, right? Like this becomes basically the only spot they might have gone to, unless they fully retreated. But if they fully retreated as well, then we can just go to B, because we've got the site, and again, this rotate to B will be super long for them, even if they got there, super early. I've already taken the site. So it's good by Sen, and you just see, like, once you take that space of mid, it becomes so much harder for the defenders, right? Like, everything becomes so much harder. So again, just by simply running up mid, full speed ahead with our Neon at the start of a round, just from doing that and, Fadehaunt plus some smokes, Sentinels essentially made the map very, very hard for G2 to defend. And of course, what you then know is going to happen is G2 are going to react, and they're not just, they're going to try and fight it a bit more. But from Sentinels, they know that, after 4 rounds of essentially doing what we just saw of, fast take mid with Neon, well, they can fake it, and they know that G2 are going to be watching. They know that G2 are going to put heavy emphasis on it, as we see at the start of round 5, where you see we've already got 4 players kind of looking in towards mid here, and we're just going to put up the Neon wall this time, and then we're just going to disappear, right? So it's still Fadehaunt, Smoke, Neon wall, still looks the same. If you're G2, still feels the same. We got 4 people looking at it because we're worried about it, but in the meantime, instead, we're taking the B site, and now you see that, now these guys are both worried about A. Oh, they aren't there. At this point, G2 have kind of figured out, oh, they don't seem to be in mid. But now they focused on it so much that now they don't have info on the rest of the map, right? They could be doing an A exec, they could be doing a B exec, we don't know, we're unsure, right? Like, these guys are drifting across. It's very, very difficult, again, for G2 to now get a good read. So again, just by conditioning, like, hey, we are going to take fast mid a lot of the time, and they did in this map, Sen, it caused a lot of problems for G2, whether it was real or then whether it was fake. As you'll see now, we're doing a B exec into only 2 players, and people aren't getting there too fast.
Sentinels want to pop. It'll be the orb for Narrate. Nightfall now ready, and here it comes. All of Sentinels into the mix. Zekken leading the charge as those Thorns do delay for a moment. Those rotates you mentioned from G2. Already 2 players approaching in from mid, and Sentinels not comfortably onto site just yet. Trent has made his way here. Keep your eyes on him, but Narrate is already waiting for him. 2 kills, and the defense starts to fall apart from G2.
Really nice fighting there. Sentinels take a pause, decide, hey, we have to deal with one of these corridors first, get there too, and now a big advantage.
Oh, Valen just can't quite find the angle from heaven. Sees a few players, but his own teammates are dropping like flies. There's time to play with now. But Valen's position has already been given up. Now he's getting re-cleared. Narrate playing so aggressively.
Big pick.
And all of a sudden, Valen with 3. Hold on. On for a clutch. But down to 15 HP. Valen just can't get it done. He makes it even, but Sentinels take it in the